what game plan adjustments are we just getting behind? Is that why we didn't run the ball?
Some of that is tainted. So like I remember just watching, obviously I'm still waiting on my agent to send me the stuff for I can watch film so I can come to you guys with better stuff. But I did rewatch the game, so I will say that. I did rewatch the game. There's a lot of RPOs. Like they ran, I would say out of those 25 truly run plays, 8 to 12 of them were RPOs where he actually pulled it and let it go out, right? Those 2-yard, 3-yard passes. Some of those was RPOs. So like there is the run pass option, not like Geno Smith, right? The pass option, truly the run pass option. And both threw a lot of those RPOs, which, if you're throwing the ball across the line of scrimmage, it counts as a mark as an attempt for a pass attempt. But they were really running the ball in some of those scenarios as well.
Would you like to see the ball going to like more running backs, more tight ends? That's kind of where I'm going here. It's like, do we need a Dulcich sighting to make a big play this week? Is that something we're missing?
Well, we're going to talk about this a lot on Sunday. The Steelers' defense is a lot different than the Seahawks, which is basically the reincarnation of the Ravens. Steelers is very 3-4. They're bringing multiple blitz packages, usually going to be in what's called cover 3, that type of deal. But it's really based upon everybody doing their job. And so I don't think you go into the game saying that we're going to get the ball to the tight end and we're going to get against the Steelers. You got to take what they give you, and you got to be able to see what they're going to give you in order to take it.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you this in my 2 or 3 times playing the Steelers in my career. I think the playoff game was the only game I rushed high. It was like 90 yards or something.
On the number side, he did throw the ball 42 times, and I think the Seahawks defense was daring him to throw. Do you think the Steelers are going to dare him to throw 40-plus times again this week?
I mean, that's what you want. I mean, if I'm playing a rookie quarterback, right? I mean, you saw all the rookie quarterbacks struggle in week 1. If I'm playing a rookie quarterback, you kind of want them to throw, especially if the run game can really get going. Now, if you don't fear the run game as much, like I know everybody was like, and I got nothing against the kid. Everybody was like super excited about the Niners, right? Dude, I guess he had like 20-something carries for like 147. The difference between him and like a Christian McCaffrey or anybody else, like that game is like a 180, 200-yard game, right? 160, 170-plus game, right? So like, obviously it helps Brock Purdy that they had that run game, but when the run game is not deadly and it's efficient, but the pass game can be deadly, I think that can hurt any team at any point. So I don't know if the Steelers will want them to throw the ball as much. I think they want to. If I'm the Steelers, you want to put the ball in Bo Nix as much hands where I can have my All-Pro superstar, hopefully future Hall of Famer maybe, and T.J. Watt get after you multiple times, because the multiple times, like you saw Vaughn last night, the multiple chances that you're going to drop back and throw the ball, I'm eventually going to get to you. And if usually one of those get to you are strip sacks and change the game, those type of things. Like, you can't not be physical and all of a sudden want to be physical. Like, you can't be finesse, and then 4th and 1, we need to be physical. You're not physical the whole time. So it's that's another thing too. But if I was back, that's what I was trying to do.
I would also say this: in college, you don't have as much practice time as you do in the pros.
Very true.
And running is not, you could put a pass play in and walk through it on, Friday or whatever, but running is something you have to practice.
Yep.
And so therefore you have to dedicate X amount of periods and practice to do it. And you just wonder if, with all that they've got going on with Shador, if they're really dedicating the amount of time. And I remember I have a coach who was an offensive line coach for a team. I won't tell you which team, but and he's like, we have a defensive-minded coach, and so head coach. So we never get to practice running game in practice because he's always focused on his defense. And, they found a way to overcome that by doing extra stuff in meetings or whatever. But, I think there's something to be said that you have to dedicate practice time. It's not just sit there saying, we want to run, we want to be tougher. You actually have to practice and work at it.
Now, the difference between the college and the pros is they do have physical practices. There's 105 kids on a roster. Now, is everybody talented? That's a different question. But the practices are usually more physical in college because they do scrimmages and they do because they don't get preseason games. So you have to create those scenarios in practice. I remember when I was in college with Coach Jeff Tefford, right? He put a lot of, right? Obviously had 3 quarterbacks in the league, right? Put a lot of people in the NFL. every Tuesday was our physical run day. Defense stopped the run, us learning how to run the ball, and it's live periods, right? I mean, obviously you don't want nobody to get hurt, but we're tackling and we're going live to do that, right? Which, I mean, if you look at Coach Teffer and all the backs from Etchema all the way to the end of me, right? You know, that's in between that is J.J. Arrington, second-round pick, Marshawn Lynch, first-round pick, Javed Best, first-round pick, Shane Vereen, first-round pick, Justin Forsett, fourth-round pick. When you look at all those backs, right, then myself undrafted, right, why we were so successful in college with the run game is because how physical we practice it like Pete talked